Hey all, Michael Black Snow Comics here. I hope you're having a good 2020 so far. I'm having a pretty good one. I've had quite a few people asking me what I've been doing so far this year. People are still telling me ideas for drawings and what I should do. I'm not doing daily drawings anymore. That's over. That was last year. Maybe I'll do it again at some point, but not right now. I will get to some of those kind of art print drawings and fan art stuff at some point. But so you want to know what I've been doing so far this year, and it's been working on Optimistically Cynical, which is my webcomic if you haven't seen it. What I've got here is the back end of my comic site, and these are all ones that are scheduled to come out. So what I've been doing is writing and drawing as many of them as I can think of and trying to schedule them out. It comes out every Sunday, so essentially I need to figure out 52 for the year, and my goal right now is actually to do as many of those as I can, maybe try to get them all done really, and then I'll move on to some other projects. That way I'll have this kind of set for the rest of the year. If it's really successful and not that hard, maybe at some point I'll add a second day of the comic. I've done that in the past. Right now I've got it scheduled through March, and I've got a couple other ones that are specific to certain things coming up in the year that I've scheduled out further down the year. And then I wrote about, I think I have 8 more that I have written and templated, so there's a little upcoming. So this is Clip Studio Paint, and this is where I've already written some and have them templated out. I just gotta sit down and draw them. So I have kind of a fun little ongoing thing where it kind of lended itself to do quite a few of them. So I have 8 of them to draw there, and once I do those I'll try to come up with another batch. So that's my first goal, is try to get that comic so it's coming out consistently on Sunday and have it all planned out for the whole year, which is kind of cool. And then once that is finished, I'll get back to work on Paranormal Pinkerton. I did the first 6 pages of issue 1, oh gosh, I think 2 years ago at this point, so should probably get that finished. I laid out some of it. I got to finish laying it out. The story was pretty much done. I think I was aiming for 24 pages, so I'll get the whole thing laid out and get to work on that. That'll be my next project. I'll probably take a break from doing this at some point and just put out an art print. I almost already did that. I wanted to do something for the Australia fires and draw like a koala or something for that and put a little link for people to donate, but I never got around to it, and it seemed like plenty of other people were doing that, so I figured they probably have more influence on helping people reach out and donate than I do, so I didn't feel too bad for not doing it. But I've got things I want to draw besides the comics, so I'll get to that at some point. And then I am still open for commissions and work like that, so as that comes in I'll work on those as well. But that's basically what's going on at this point. I know last year I had talked with Alex a bit about working on the next Black Snow and possibly doing some I'm Famous to warm us up for Black Snow. So we'll see if that happens. I don't know. I'd still like to get going on it. That's pretty reliant on Alex though, and how he's doing and what he feels like, since he's the primary writer on those things. So if those come up, they come up. But that's what's going on for now. I'm glad people are interested, and I'm glad that Optimistically Cynical seems to be getting some love. I switched it back to color. I did it for I think like the last month of December last year, and brought it back in black and white, and I had fun with it. I've been doing it kind of a more big, broad style than I was doing before, and took some of what I really liked from my daily drawings and added it to it, kind of like the big eyes that are just the white with no pupil, that kind of look, and kind of a more loose style. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm also doing what I used to do with it, where I don't want it to be just real static of the same like images over and over again, because I mean it is primarily what they're saying that's the comedy. So I try to come up with different situations where they're talking, where Buzz would be talking. So like if one of them, they were just talking, so I thought, okay, well, they might as well be talking while they barbecue something, have a couple beers. Another one similar thing. Well, actually, there's a reason for this, but I had them sitting like on the street on a curb, just hanging out in front of a building type of thing. So yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm glad people are starting to respond to it more. I was looking back, and I can't believe how long ago I started it. If you want to hear the story of kind of why I started it, is because Alex was moving, and I knew that was going to kind of put a strain on our collaborations with him being on the East Coast now. And I wanted to be able to consistently keep drawing a comic, and I wanted it to be something kind of personal to me. So I knew I wanted to do it myself, write it myself, draw it myself. So I just kind of took some of my life experiences and my thoughts and things and tried to put it into hopefully a funny comic strip form. I was inspired by a few things that were happening at the time, and a couple different media things that I watched that I thought were pretty good. Portlandia was one of them, that kind of hipster comedy sensibility. The musical Avenue Q was another one, where it's just kind of, that's like a Sesame Street parody, and it's looking at basically is looking at kind of disillusionment of becoming an adult and thinking everything was gonna kind of work and be easy after you finish college, and then seeing that not really. So those were some of the things like in my head at the time, and I thought teddy bears would be a really funny way to portray this, just because that teddy bears are usually kind of sweet, and I thought having kind of some bro-y, negative, mopey, different types of teddy bears, hipster teddy bears would be fun. And of course, if you look at it, the art style's changed quite a bit since then. They were much more of just like regular humanoid humanoid bears, really. The teddy bear aspect of it wasn't that obvious at first, so at some point after I'd done it for a while, I just revamped it, and I went for a much more teddy bear aesthetic and tried to kind of play that up, so the character dimensions are a lot more squat and kind of wide. None of them wear pants anymore, and you can see the seam on the bottom, which I just think is really funny, that like they're dressed up from the waist up, but then they don't have pants and that kind of thing. So it's just kind of silly humor, but also some of it gets pretty personal. Sometimes I try to say like more meaningful things. So yeah, hope you're enjoying it. I'm gonna keep working on it. So far it's been pretty good. I haven't really had any kind of writer's block or artist block. The inspiration just kind of, here's the thing. In the past, I would come up with really good things, and then I would hit wall. And with this daily drawing, it kind of showed me, and what I had already read from a lot of people. I always like to quote Stephen King from his book on writing, because that's the first one that really impacted me. But just having that time where you force yourself to work on it every day, and I am still trying to be consistent with working on these things daily, that plays a big role. So it's hard to get too much of a block if you're doing it regularly and you just want to keep it rolling. So yeah, I guess that's kind of it for now. So I hope you liked this Black Snow Comics updates. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions or hopes for what will happen this year. And hey, if you want to let me know what's going on with you this year, go ahead. And until next time.